Last week, we started our new series, Finding a Place to Land. And we heard from a few Cathedral members during the forum last week about their stories of when they landed here at Christ Church Cathedral. And in the past year of being here, I have heard from others at the Cathedral about their landing stories too. But before there is a landing experience, there's often a journey that takes place. And today, Jesus tells a couple of stories about both journey and then landing as well. Before these stories are told, Jesus is spending time with people that some in Jesus' day took exception to. We have tax collectors with him who worked on behalf of the Romans who ruled the area. Therefore, some did not like them. This group of people were seen as being lost outside of the Jewish community of the day. So for Jesus to be welcoming the tax collectors and others who were seen as not being worthy to be in the same fellowship caught the attention of these leaders. And this is when Jesus tells these two stories. And these people that Jesus welcomed into his midst, that were considered outside, they're likened to a sheep that's gotten lost, or a coin that has gone missing. And we can imagine maybe the kind of journey that sheep went on. It's out there in the pasture with the rest of the flock, and maybe it stopped off to inspect something, maybe stopped for a rest. And in doing so, it realizes it's gone missing. It's away from the others. Or we can imagine the journey that the coin may have gone on, it rolling away under maybe some furniture, or put into a pocket of some other jacket or piece of clothing, and then realizing, ooh, that coin's gone missing. Where is that? When the shepherd and the woman who lost the coin realize what is missing, that's when they start to act. They go out searching. And so we can wonder why so much effort goes into finding one sheep when there's still 99, or one coin when there's still 9 available. That's just the point of these stories. The shepherd and the woman go searching because each sheep, each coin is valuable to them. And this is because there is not wholeness until all are together. And when all are together, there's celebration. There's joy that happens. And what Jesus is getting at here is that in God's view, all are valuable. God is like the searching shepherd, the searching woman for those to be reunited to the community. So when we think about these stories in relation to our own journeys of faith, there may have been parts of the journey that seemed like we were like lost sheep, or maybe a lost coin in these parables. There might be other parts of the journey when we did land somewhere and we were found for a time. Perhaps at times we didn't feel lost, but rather kind of enjoyed wandering around. And we wanted to check out what is happening at different places as we land. As the saying goes, not all who wander are lost. So wherever we may have found ourselves in our journeys, God was searching us out, welcoming us in for a landing celebration. And this is because all of us are valuable to God just as we are. We may think we don't deserve God seeking us out or welcoming us in for whatever reason, but that's not how God sees us. God sees us as valuable, deserving to be part of God's community. So Jesus in his teaching is making room for the tax collectors and others that were considered outside of the community of his day. These people had their own journeys of being outside of the community, but here Jesus is teaching a different way through his example, through his teachings. No one is to be left outside of the community because God finds each one precious. And when those who come into the community and find a place to land because there has been room that's been made, there's rejoicing. This kind of making room for others to land from their journey, I think, is a practice and a value that this cathedral community does well. That has been the case in my own life when I was here before as a student and then now here as a priest. And it's also been present in so many of the stories shared with me as I've gotten to know so many of you this past year. For those who have been around here for a while, these teachings of Jesus and his example are a guide for us to continue to practice being a place where there is room so that others can land in their journeys. And in those times when we may fall short, we look to these teachings to help us recommit to making room for others to land. For those who may have landed recently, we celebrate that you found a place here with this community. The beauty of this teaching of Jesus is that there's always room at the table. When we practice this kind of hospitality, seeing others as valuable, worthy of belonging, we participate in this divine work of restoration and joy. So whether you're still journeying, recently landed, have been here for years, know that your story matters. Your presence enriches our community's wholeness. So as we look at these teachings, may we continue to be a place where all can find rest, can find celebration, and a deep joy that comes when we're all gathered together and the community is made whole. May we remember that we too are part of God's ongoing searching and finding story. When we encounter those who are still journeying, may we offer the same grace we received when we landed. And when we might feel lost again, may we trust that God's always making room for us, a place for us to land. Amen.